Hi, I'm Frank President, and this is the Iowa Western Football Show. Through these doors, I'm going to try and talk to one of the top junior college programs in the country and try and get inside information with coaches and players on this spring and in the next fall. So let's begin. Spring football season kicks off for the Iowa Western football team early in the morning as the runners-up from last season see who will come and compete. We start with the defense. D coordinator Mike Blackburn gets his group along with Keith Swickerath running into 2015. Redshirt freshman Swickerath looks to lead the dark side in tackles this fall. As for the dark side, losing Mondo Williams and Charlie Rogers will bring big questions. Now for the Dogs and Hogs, both lines Merrick Jackson and Brett Rux control the D-line as Natty Rogers and Montel McBride hold down the offensive side of the ball. Biggest question over fall camp. Which running back will replace Devon Pay, the leading rusher for the Reavers last fall? Devon Pay, 87 rushes with 819 yards on 9 TDs. For last season, also Anthony Anderson had 9 touchdowns as well. Top junior college wide receiver Taj Williams enters camp with 30-plus D1 offers and looking to improve. Toledo transfer Chris Jones is also trying to help himself for the upcoming season. Let's get to know Strohmeyer's eyes and mind on the offensive side of the ball. Carson Pike.
It's obviously an honor to be named the offensive coordinator last year when Mike Strohmeyer left. With being with where the program's at, what we're able to accomplish the last few years, it's been a tremendous honor and very thankful for the opportunity.
Redshirt sophomore Najee Jackson trying to grab starting spot, also the national championship run.
That was an unbelievable season. I've never been a part of anything like that as far as our team with the chemistry that we had, the people that we had on the team, obviously very good players, very good people within the community, and then to be able to do what we did with some of the scores. You know, you're talking about scoring 84 points in a game and really beating up on teams. Obviously the most notable guys, Dion Long, Jake Waters, things like that, were really fun to watch, and then even more so to watch as they played on.
Zach Martin to Jake Waters.
Jake's a phenomenal kid. Obviously, he's a hometown hero. I was very fortunate to be able to coach him and the rest of the team. And it's very exciting to see him have the success that he is having, because he deserves all of it. His hard work, determination, all those cliches are second to none to a lot of people. And so he put himself in a spot to give himself a chance to make an NFL roster.
Taj Williams to Dion Long.
Dion, we're hoping will be our first draftable guy. I think he may be a late round guy. He kind of boosted his stock, so to speak, in the NFL Combine. So we're hoping we get him picked up late, and then we can put some draftees up on the board.
What do you like about Taj Williams?
Taj is extremely high upside. One thing Dion didn't have was his height and length, and so that's where Taj can really go up and get some balls. Maybe Dion couldn't. He obviously had a phenomenal year for us in the fall, and extremely fun to work with guys with that type of talent. Look to develop a little bit more, some more things, get him a little stronger this spring, and then really, I mean, he's going to write his own story coming in the next fall with how good he wants to be.
Let's meet the newest member to the offense.
My name's Dane Wardenberg. I'm the offensive line coach here, run game coordinator, and then strength and conditioning coach. My past, I played at Northwest Missouri State and then coached 2 years there. It's a Division II football program. After my grad assistant 2 years there, I moved on to the University of Wisconsin-Stout. It's a D3 football program up there. It's a pretty well-known conference. University of Whitewater is a school that everyone's known. Really good football. I was up there for a year. And then obviously Coach Strohmeyer presented this opportunity. I'm from Southwest Iowa. I'm from Creston, Iowa. Originally graduated there in 2006. So it was a chance to get back home and get part of a program that's nationally known and competes at the national level, which is something I'm used to being from Northwest Missouri State. 4 starters, and then Max Stewart comes back for us next year. So I'm excited to see what happens. Last year's O-line was a tough blue-collar group. I think we have the chance to be exactly that again, which is kind of my forte as far as offensive line personalities. Jake Porter, guys like Trey Bowman, some of those names that are coming back this year. We've added a couple of new additions from out-of-state kids, a kid from South Carolina, and then we've got a signed kid from Alabama, which is a big deal. We look for those guys to have big impacts along with another number of names. I hope to create a lot of depth. We've got 13 guys going into the spring season here, so that's a lot compared to what it could be. So we're going to have a good competition come spring ball here, and that should really drive up the talent level for next fall.
Also, Rich Mason with the running backs.
Well, I think the good thing is we've got a lot of experience coming back. You know, Lorenzo Pratt played a lot for us last year. Tyus Mason played a lot for us last year, and Anthony Anderson played a lot for us last year. You know, so with those three guys' experience, I think we're going to be okay. Obviously, we've got some guys coming in that we're pretty excited about. But this spring, those guys are shouldering the load and doing pretty well. Well, you know, I think those three guys, and you add McKeel Stewart to the mix, you know, those three guys are all really getting after it. You know, they're putting their best foot forward each day. You know, we've had a couple of guys be a little bit banged up with injury. We had a couple of ankle injuries, but you know, those guys they're working really hard. I think that they're pushing each other to be the best they can be, and I'm pretty happy about that.
That wraps up the spring season. Let's see how the Reavers did last fall. First game of the year, and Mondo Williams on the first defense play takes the pick to the house, and the season is underway. Taj Williams got one of his 11 receiving touchdowns. Zach Martin, his first TD pass with a beauty as Ida beats Coffeyville 57-35. Reavers game number 2 as they host national championship opponent in 2012, Butler. Anthony Anderson gets the rock and rumbles and plows his way to the end zone. Iowa Western going for the win. 2 minutes to go in OT. Tyus Mason takes the ball, finds the hole, and runs his way to the end zone as Iowa Western improves to 2-0, defeating Butler 36-30 in overtime. Moving up the weeks as the Reavers travel to the heart of Kansas, trying to move to 6-0. First drive. Who else? Taj Williams races up the field, scoring and putting IDub up 7-0. Same quarter. Taj again up the near sideline, 14-0. Reavers after 1. As for the dark side, well, Calvin Randy grabs an interception, holding the shutout for Iowa Western. Tay Bender throws 5 TDs as Iowa Western beats Garden City 45-3. After a big win and shutting out the Broncbusters, the Ellsworth Panthers come into town. First quarter, Tay Bender looks to help himself out, rushing in from 25 yards out. Iowa Western up 7-0. Second quarter, who's the main target? Mr. Williams, 14-0 Reavers. Once again, lucky 7. Bender jukes and scores a second rushing touchdown of the game. But hold on 1 second. Not 3. Yes, Tay Bender, 3 rushing touchdowns on the game. As for the D, Anthony Brown in the dark side pick up the Panthers of Ellsworth 45-3. Improving now to a perfect 7-0. Final home game for the Reavers. The running backs, who I told you about, well, Devon Pay led them last year. Here breaking a 62-yard run, and the Reavers are off and running. Redshirt freshman Zach Martin throws 1 of 3 touchdown passes in the first half here to Alex Reed. Martin to Ronald Nash in the second quarter, and look at the speed as Iowa Western leads 14-0. You think the dark side is sleeping? Well, I think not. Holding a 14-point lead at the half. And who could forget about Mr. Martin, breaking the new touchdown passing record with 6 in a game. Iowa Western rolls DuPage 65-27. Now for the big one in Biloxi, Mississippi, the NJCAA National Championship game. First quarter, Tay Bender settles and throws a beauty to Charlie Miller, tied at 7. In his final game as a freshman, Zach Martin runs it in for himself, only being down 21-14. Iowa Western loses 34-17. As for Coach Stroh losing to East Mississippi in the national championship game, still has a 57-10 record. For the Iowa Western Football Show, I'm Frank Prazen.